Welcome to Flyer Gymnasium for tonight's wrestling match between the Little Falls Flyers and the Brainerd Warriors. Central Lakes Conference rivals. Tonight is Parents' Night, and you're watching right now the introduction of the bench buddies for the Little Falls Flyers. We just had the introduction of all the wrestlers and their parents and the coaches and their wives. We're set for a great match tonight between the Little Falls Flyers and the Brainerd Warriors on this Friday night in Little Falls, Central Minnesota. Big night tonight, big rivalry between the Flyers and the Warriors. And that means that tonight's match is going to have consequences in the Central Lakes as you're watching the introductions of all the bench buddies. Little Falls has a great feeder program, and Little Falls Wrestling is great because of all the wrestlers that are fed up from the elementary levels. And we just had actually a triple match tonight. We had the varsity going right now, but the JV and the freshmen and middle schoolers were wrestling. And right now, the Brainerd Warrior wrestlers are coming in along with the Little Falls Flyer wrestlers. And you can hear the electricity happening right here in the Flyer Gymnasium. This match tonight pits the 8-2 Brainerd Warriors against the 11-5 Little Falls Flyers. Brainerd is ranked Brainerd is 5-1 in the Central Lakes. Little Falls is 4-1 in the Central Lakes. Brainerd is a Class AAA team, but they're in the Central Lakes Conference. This is the last year for the Little Falls Flyers and Brainerd Warriors to compete against each other in the Central Lakes, as Little Falls is leaving for the Granite Ridge Conference next year. Little Falls is 4-1 in the CLC. Brainerd is 5-1 in the CLC. Brainerd is led by 4 tough seniors, including state-ranked Matt Gladsby. Tyler Colmile, Jesse Franzen, and Matt Solid are the other 3 seniors making up the tough foursome for Brainerd. For Little Falls, they're led by Dylan Kiefer, ranked number 7 in state. He's 19-4 this year. And Joe Tucholsky, Frank Wilczek, Jack Gendro, Connor Swanson, and Connor Sherping round out some of the top Flyer wrestlers. Little Falls Flyers come into this match, as I said, with an 8-2 record. They just, 11-5 record. They just found out that they were named the Lean and Mean state team ranking in Class AA. The Brainerd Warriors, on the other hand, are state AAA Lean and Mean teams. So these 2 teams, great history of wrestling and great records. This should be a wonderful match tonight between 2 Central Lakes Conference rivals. This production tonight is being brought to you by Flyer Media Productions. Flyer Media Productions is a video club sponsored by the Little Falls Community High School. Along with myself, Karen Warner, an art teacher here at Little Falls High School, are the co-advisors of the club, and Jerry Abraham from Channel 6 Public Access Television is our sponsor in the community. Tonight's broadcast features some of the greatest talent that you could have in media productions. I'll introduce them a little bit later. In the meantime, at center court, you see the wrestlers' coaches meeting. Little Falls coached by Mike Hendrickson. Mike Hendrickson, been at Little Falls a long time. And the Brainerd Warriors are coached by Jim Kath and Mike Boren. The assistants for Little Falls are Bill Muschel and Dwight Ballou. And as is the case in all wrestling matches, we start with the lowest weight and end up wrestling heavyweight. And believe me, these kids have been working out, cutting weight all week to get to this state. And it's going to be a good match. I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching us live on the internet at ihigh.com. If you click the link at the Little Falls website, lfalls.k12.mn.us, there's a link that shows you how to get online to watch this live on iHigh. And we're going to introduce the wrestlers in a few minutes, and then we'll have the national anthem. And right now we're going to have the national anthem. And there you have the national anthem. And we are about to introduce the starting lineups for Little Falls. At 103 pounds for the Brainerd Warriors, Brighton Mutz. And he'll be facing Axel Lang, an 8th grader from Little Falls. At 112 for Brainerd, Tommy Schlosser, and for Little Falls, Tyler Lillimo. At 119 pounds. At Brainerd, 119, Dylan Solid. He'll be wrestling Austin Olson, a 9th grader from Little Falls. 125, 11th grader Dan Babineau. He'll be wrestling Frank Wilczek, the junior matsman. At 130, Matt Solid, senior. He'll be wrestling Connor Sherping, a sophomore from Little Falls. At 135 pounds, from Brainerd, a 10th grader, Luke Boren. And he'll be wrestling number 7 ranked Dylan Kiefer, junior. At 140, Jessen Franzen, a senior, going against Luke Lodermeyer, a junior from Little Falls. At 145 pounds, the number 5 ranked wrestler in the state, Matt Glasby, a senior, will be wrestling Jordan Patron from Little Falls. At 152 pounds, Nate Adams. He will be wrestling 152 pound Bryant Boo from Little Falls, a senior. At 160 pounds, sophomore Jace Engelman. He will be wrestling Joe Tucholsky at 160. Joe Tucholsky, a senior. At 171, Tyler Kohlmeyer, a senior, will be wrestling 171 pound Adam Grahams from the Flyers. At 189 for Brainerd, Jamie Wright will be wrestling 189 pound Dylan Gostecki from the Little Falls Flyers. At 215 from Brainerd, Casey Beaver. And he'll go against Connor Swanson, the sophomore, at 215. Finally at heavyweight, James Weiss from Brainerd will be going against David Copa. And that is your lineup for tonight. We're going to start with a 103-pound match between Axel Lang and Brighton Mutz in a few seconds. The referee comes to center, and we are underway here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this live broadcast of Little Falls Flyer Wrestling. Coach Mike Hendrickson and staff counseling the players, as is the Brainerd coach Jim Kapp. Little Falls, once again, 11-2 on the season, 11-5 on the season. Brainerd, 8-2. Little Falls just came off a win at Wilmer on Tuesday. Little Falls took a tough loss to Fergus Falls last Thursday. And they were in Moundsview at the Mustang Duels last week. And here we go. The wrestlers are ready to come out to the mat. And once again, Flyer Wrestling against the Brainerd Warriors right here at the Little Falls Flyer Gymnasium on this cold Friday night. Thanks for joining us. And right now we have Axel Lang from Little Falls against Brighton Mutz from Brainerd. Lang, an 8th grader, Mutz, a sophomore. And here we go. Lang looking for an opening. They lock horns. Mutz driving the shoulder. Axel Lang's not going down easy, but Mutz takes him down for 2. The referee signals a 2-point takedown. And Mutz in control right now early in the match. Lang finds himself in a little predicament right now. Mutz is riding him. At 1:19 left to go in the first period. It's 0-0 right now, and 2-0 score. Brainerd's ahead. Mutz. Mutz has Lang on his back. He's locking the leg and see if Brighton Mutz can get this pin. He's working hard at it. 1 minute to go in the match, first period of the match. And Lang escapes, but Mutz gets 2 more points. 5-0, Mutz is ahead of Lang. 48 seconds to go in the first period. 3 periods in wrestling, 2 minutes apiece. And each person scores individual points, and the team score at the end. 34 seconds to go, and Mutz in control right now, 5-0. And Mutz is just riding and stalling out here. Nothing going on too much. 19 seconds to go. And they're just about off the side. 9 seconds to go. Mutz in control, looking to put Lang on his back, but Lang is not going down easy. 1 second to go, and that's the end of the first period. Brighton Mutz up 5-0 against Axel Lang here in the first match. Little Falls versus Brainerd, live from the Flyer Gymnasium in Little Falls, Minnesota. This is Dave Gertz, along with the Flyer Media Productions, bringing you this match. Live on iHigh.com and on Channel 6. 1:53 to go in the second period. Mutz is way ahead right now, 5-0. And Mutz is working the leg of Lang. Lang, of course, an 8th grader, a little inexperienced, so Mutz has a little bit of an edge on him being a sophomore. Brainerd comes in very tough. Almost identical records in the Central Lakes. In a different class of wrestling, too. Brainerd in 3A and Little Falls in 2A. 1:22 to go. 7-0, Mutz is ahead in this match. Second period, 1:14 to go. And Mutz is just keeping Lang in a predicament. Axel just can't get any arms or legs free to make any moves. And Mutz is now riding, taking Lang on his back. If he hooks the leg, this could be trouble. Referee's counting. Mutz just can't hook the leg. Oh, Mutz has Lang in a predicament here. He's on his back, and there it is. 46 seconds to go. Mutz pins. And that puts Brainerd up 6-0. So Brighton Mutz, the sophomore, pins Axel Lang at 1:24 of the second period. And that's how the first match ends. We're going to go to the second one here. Tyler Lillamo, a freshman from Little Falls at 112, against Tommy Schlosser, an 8th grader. Schlosser at 112. And Tyler Lillamo aggressively working him down right now. Lillamo almost has a takedown, but Schlosser turns the tables on him. And dangerous move. And the referee stops. Looks like Tyler's got a bloody nose. So we're stopping just for a second to clean up. So Brainerd finds himself up 6-0 on that pin by Brighton Mutz. That was at 1:14 of the second period, excuse me. And we're now joining Tommy Schlosser from Brainerd, wrestling against Tyler Lillamo from Little Falls at 112. Tyler's just a little nose injury right now as Coach Dwight Blue has to clean off the mat. I know how they stop those bloody noses, and it's no fun. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Live here at the Flyer Gymnasium. Little Falls Flyer wrestling against Brainerd Warriors. Central Lakes Conference rivals. Little Falls leaving the Central Lakes this year. After this year, in 2011, the fall of this year, they'll start in the Granite Ridge Conference. And it looks like Tyler's coming back. He's got to get his hands all clean. And Coach Mike Hendrickson making sure that that blood is stopped, otherwise he cannot participate. And he's coming back in, so let's see what Tyler can do after suffering a little bloody nose. The referee signal start, and Lillamo aggressively trying to get out of the down position. Schlosser, though, he's not giving him a chance. Schlosser takes Lillamo down again. It's 2-0 right now. Tommy Schlosser is up on Tyler Lillamo. And Schlosser's got Lillemo in a kind of a spot. Tommy Schlosser from Brainerd against Tyler Lillemo for Little Falls. And Tyler escapes. Each wrestler gets a point on that. And Schlosser is up 5-1. Tyler Lillemo finds himself in a little of a pickle right now as Schlosser takes him down again. So 2 more points for Schlosser. 7-1. 7-1 is the score of this match. Schlosser 7-1 over Tyler Lillemo. 38 seconds to go in the first period. And Schlosser's in control here. He has Lillemo on his back, and the referee is right there. Let's see if Tyler can get out of that. A 3-point near fall awarded. It's 10-1. Tommy Schlosser goes ahead of Tyler Lillemo. And Lillemo, a 9th grader, against Schlosser, an 8th grader. Schlosser has some great body extension, great strength. Yeah, 112 here. 7 seconds to go. And Schlosser has Lillemo on his back again. 2 seconds to go. Can he avoid it? Oh, and Tyler Lillemo loses 3 points, but does not get pinned. It is 13-1 here. 13-1, Tommy Schlosser in complete control on this match between he and Tyler Lillemo. Now Lillemo has another little nose problem. Schlosser looks like, right now it's a major decision if he would keep this score. And Lillemo just can't seem to find a handle. And Coach Bill Muschel comes out to disinfect the mat. And Coach Mike Hendrickson still talking to Tyler, trying to get that nose bleed stopped. Once you take a hit down on that mat with your nose, it's tough to make it stop bleeding. It's 6-0, the match score between Little Falls and Brainerd. It's 13-1 at 1:12. Tommy Schlosser in command of Tyler Lillemo. Thanks again for joining us here live on ihigh.com, but this is also being taped for broadcast on Channel 6, our public access station. And Brainerd will receive a copy of this too. Schlosser in the up position. Lillemo escapes. He gets 1 more point. It's 13-2. 13-2. So Lillemo with a nice escape there, but Schlosser grabs the head, trips Lillemo. 1:41 to go in the second period. And Schlosser, 2 more points. Boy, he is just racking up the points. It's 15-2. Schlosser up by 13 points. And Tyler's finding himself in a real tough predicament here. Schlosser is driving his head into the rib cage, trying to turn him on his back. And let's see if Tyler has the strength to survive this. Lillemo on his back, and Schlosser is just arcing to make that pin, and he just cannot get him. And 2 points awarded, and that's it. That's a major decision. Tommy Schlosser beats Tyler Lillemo, and that's 5 points for Brainerd. And they stop the match as soon as they reach that 10-point difference. So Brainerd is up 11-0 in the match. Tommy Schlosser takes Tyler Lillemo to town. And now we're at 119. Austin Olson from Little Falls, a 9th grader, against 119-pound Dylan Solid from Brainerd. So Olson against Solid. And Austin Olson, lean and mean on the mat. Little Falls down 11-0 against a tough Brainerd team. The mid-weights are where Little Falls makes up most of its time. 1:39 to go, no score in this match. And it looks like a headpiece has come off of Dylan Solid. We're at the 119-pound match if you're just joining us. Dylan Solid against Austin Olson. Olson. And Olson hooks down. Austin Olson right now, I'm looking at his record. Austin is 8-11 this year. And no points in this match right now. And Dylan Solid has a bloody nose, it looks like, right now. So blood has been spilled a couple times tonight in this match. Austin Olson from Little Falls, 8-11. He's got 39 team points. So he's doing a great job for Little Falls. Coach Mike Hendrickson talks to Austin about some instructions. Well, stay tuned. We've got some great matches coming up. Number 5 ranked Matt Glasby from Brainerd going against Jordan Patrone from Little Falls. And at 135 in 3 matches, Dylan Kiefer, number 7 in the state, at 135 going against Luke Boren. So Dylan Solid gets his nose fixed, and Austin Olson and he go at it at the center of the mat. 1:06 to go in the first period here. No score in this 119-pound match. And now Austin Olson and Dylan Solid on the mat. Olson trying to get control. If he can just get his arms around, he'll get a 2-point takedown, and Austin can't do it. Dylan Solid, pardon the pun, is the solid wrestler out there. 41 seconds to go. 11-0 is the team score. Brainerd on a pin and a technical fall has opened up a big lead early, but it's way early. Olson sparring right now with Solid. There's no score. 21 seconds to go in this first period. 2 more periods to go in each match. 3 periods of 2 minutes apiece in high school wrestling. And Olson just can't seem to find a way to get 2 points. And neither can Dylan Solid. No, Solid and Olson. That's the end of the first period. And choice goes to Dylan, and he chooses that they'll both be up. So no score as we start the second period at the 119-pound match between Dylan Solid from Brainerd and Austin Olson from Little Falls. No points right now. Solid trying to get on the back of Olson. And no points. And Austin Olson looks like he's got a cut or a scrape on his hand. Well, the third match that we've had blood. And Dylan Solid is holding his nose too. That's one thing about wrestling. Like in the Daniel Day-Lewis movie, there will be blood. 1:39 to go in the second period at 1:19. Thanks for joining us here tonight at the Little Falls Flyer Gymnasium. This match between Little Falls and Brainerd being brought to you by Flyer Media Productions, the video club right here at the Little Falls Community High School. Reinstated after many years of absence, and we're very proud to be here. Myself, along with Karen Warner, doing the broadcast here, along with our great crew. The crew of 6 tonight. And they've been cleaning up that mat more than they've been scoring points in this match. So at 1:19, Austin Olson, a little bloodshed there, and Dylan Solid, a little bloodshed. And we're kind of at a standstill right here. Taking you back the last 2 matches, Tommy Schlosser from Brainerd defeated Tyler Lillimo 15-2 for a major decision at 1:12, and Axel Lang was pinned by Brainerd's Brighton Mutz at 1:14, excuse me, of the second period. And the referee and the coaches are cleaning up the mat. Soon it will be all disinfected and we'll be ready to get back to action here. And here we go again. Dylan Solid, Austin Olson at 1:19. Little Falls against Brainerd. These two have been sparring. No points at all in this match. It's 0-0. 127 gone in the second period, and they're off the mat again. They're both still in the up position. Olsen trying to go for the shot, but there is no chance that Dylan Solid's going to let that happen. 1:17 to go in the second period, and finally Austin Olsen takes him down for 2 points, so Austin breaks the ice with 2 points. And Olsen puts Solid on his back. This is definitely a near fall. Olsen, if he can hook the leg, he's got him! Austin Olsen pins Dylan Solid at 1:01 of the second period. What a great comeback for Austin Olsen. What a beautiful end to a match that was just stuck. So Little Falls has 6 points. It's 11-6 right now. Brainerd up with that beautiful pin by Austin Olsen at 1:01 of the second period. Here we're at 125. Frank Wilczek, the ever-powerful junior, against Dan Babineau from Brainerd. Frank Wilczek is 17-4 this year. He dropped out of the top 10 ranking in state. Tough competition at this weight. These middle weights always have a lot of competition. Of course, Mitch Bankston from St. Cloud Apollo is wrestling at 125 and 130, so that's a tough competition. Mitch Bankston, the Apollo superstar wrestler. Frank Wilczek cradles him up. It looks like this could be it for Dan Babineau. If Wilczek can hook the leg, Frank's got him down. 1:24 to go. Wilczek, all he's got to do is hold those shoulders on the mat for a split second, and Babineau is fighting for his life to not get on his back. Frank Wilczek, he's a veteran of this move. He's got him! 50 seconds into the match, Frank Wilczek pins Dan Babineau, and Little Falls is up 12-11 in the match. What a beautiful pin. Frank Wilczek got the cradle on him. Boom. 50 seconds into the match, and Wilczek wins by a pin. Next, at 1:30, we have Connor Sherping from Little Falls, a sophomore, going against Matt Solid, a senior. Matt, one of the 4 seniors on the Brainerd squad. Matt Solid, his brother Dylan, was beaten by Austin Olsen just 2 matches ago. 2 pins in a row for Little Falls right now. The team score is 12-11. As we start back in here, 1:39 to go in the first period. No score in this 130-pound match between Connor Sherping and Matt Solid. Matt Solid, one of 4 seniors on the Brainerd team right now. No points right now. Exciting last 2 matches. Austin Olsen and Frank Wilczek both win by pins. And Sherping just looking for a way to get some points. He shoots. No score there. Connor wants to bring him back to the center. Sherping gladly takes the lead. Tries to shoot. No point there. And Sherping and Solid wrapped up off the mat. No points. Nice try by Connor Sherping, but the circle just ran out of space. 50 seconds to go here in the first period at 130 pounds. And Sherping just sparring a little bit with Matt Solid. And Sherping looking for an opening, and no opening by Solid then. Off the mat again, and they'll stay in the up position. So Connor Sherping, kind of like the same match we had between Dylan Solid and Austin Olsen. So the Solid boys wrestle kind of the same style. A lot of stand up, don't give any room for a shot down below the knees. 13 seconds to go, in the first period here, and Solid picks up Sherping, and Sherping's got him in a lock. Nothing doing here. Sharping, no points, just about a takedown by Connor Sharping, but the horn sounds ending the first period. Wow. Brainerd gets choice. So Solid's going to choose the down position. 2 minutes in the second period at 1:30. The team scored 12-11 on 2 pins by Little Falls. Sharping doesn't want to let Solid get up, and no points as they exit the circle. And that, sometimes, Matt, is not big enough for both wrestlers. 1:50 to go here in the second period. They have awarded Solid an escape point, so it is 1-0. Matt Solid up 1-0 here. Sharping. Sharping shoots, and Solid gets another 2 points for a takedown, and Sharping gets a point for an escape. So it's 3-1 here, 3-1. And now Sharping has 2 more points. It's tied 3-3 on that takedown reversal. Nice job by Connor to get back in the match. 3-3. Sharping looking to hook the arms and wrists to try to rock the cradle here with Matt Solid. If he can get those hands locked, he's got a shot at it. And there he goes, but Matt Solid turns the tables on him. No points awarded yet. Yes, Matt Solid, reversal, 2 points. Nice move by Solid, taking the cradle away from Connor Sharping. It's 5-3. Matt Solid's up 5-3. Wow, that's quite a turn of events here in wrestling. It's going to be a near falls. The referee counts out. Got to hold him down for 3 seconds to get the 3 points. And there's going to be 3 for sure. Solid looking to pin right now. He's got the arm hooked, got the neck on the ground, the shoulder blades almost touching. Is Sharping in trouble? The referee is right there ready to call this. And Connor Sharping will not go down. 4 seconds to go. Can he hold on? Oh, he does. 3 points for a near fall. And another 3 points for a near fall, so 6 points. And Matt Solid is up 8-3 right now. Wow. That cradle did not work for Connor Sharping the way he wanted it to. We have a warning right now. Cannot start before the referee blows ready. Sharping on the bottom to start the third period. It is 8-3. Matt Solid is up. But Connor Sharping comes back with a reversal and puts Solid on his back. Sharping could do it right here. He's got Solid down, stretching the body out. What a turn of events for Connor Sharping. He's grabbing the neck, grabbing the arm, seeing if he can get any more leverage. Oh, and Solid breaks out of it, but Matt Sharping, or Connor Sharping, excuse me, he gets 3 points. It is 8-8. What an exciting turn of events for Connor Sharping. He's still working on Matt Solid to get those shoulders down. And Sharping has got him down for 3 more points again. He's got him! At 148, excuse me, of the third period, your winner by pin, Connor Sharping. What a great match. That's 3 pins in a row for Little Falls. They're up 18-11. Olson, Wilczek, and Sharping all pinned their men, and Matt Solid looked like he had that match in hand. We are now at the 135-pound match. This is Dylan Kiefer against Luke Boren. Dylan Kiefer's ranked number 7 in state, and Dylan Kiefer, I saw him earlier tonight walking the floor outside here. He is one hyped-up wrestler. And you can tell why he's ranked number 7. Just watch his moves. He is a strong young man. 18-11, Little Falls up in the match. Dylan Kiefer shoots for a takedown. If he can get control here, there's 2 points coming up right there. Dylan Kiefer with 2. Kiefer going right for the pin. 1:31 to go. Dylan Kiefer's up 2-0 at 135 pounds. Boy, what an exciting 3 matches we just had. Austin Olson, Frank Wilczek, and Connor Sherping. Pin, pin, pin. So far there have been 4 pins in the match. 3 by Little Falls and 1 by Brainerd. And it's 1:10 to go here in the first period. Dylan Kiefer up 2-0 against Luke Boren, a sophomore. And Boren is going to get a lesson in wrestling at 135 tonight. Dylan Kiefer, ranked number 7 in state. Stay tuned because at 145, Matt Glasby from Brainerd, ranked number 5, is going to be facing Jordan Petrone, another exciting match. Thanks for joining us here live on the internet and Channel 6. 39 seconds to go. Kiefer just holding on to a wrist. He's got that left wrist locked. Kiefer drives his head into the neck region. Bourne is not going to give up any ground here. He knows if he gets on his back, it's lights out. 17 seconds to go. At 1:35, Dylan Kiefer is up 2-0. Dylan Kiefer, number 7 in the state for the Little Falls Flyers. Little Falls right now, 4-1 in the CLC, 11-5 overall. And that's the end of the first period. Kiefer holds on for 2 points. It's still 2-0. Dylan Kiefer against Luke Boren. Kiefer decides to stay up, and he's good at takedowns right here. Looking for an opening. 2-0. Dylan Kiefer still up just 2-0. 18-11 is the team score. 1:51 to go in the second period. So Kiefer looking for an opening to shoot through, but he decides to go up top. And Kiefer, there's 2 points for a takedown. Kiefer up 4-0. And Boren does not know what happened because Kiefer was down. 1 point for an escape. It's 4-1 right now. Luke Boren down. Dylan Kiefer up 4-1. 1:16 to go in the second period here at the Little Falls Flyer Gymnasium. Flyers wrestling arch rivals Brainerd. And the referee's holding his hand up for a stall. They've got to make some action happen. Kiefer, loses sight a little bit, and Boren takes him down. It's 4-3. Luke Boren, 3 quick points, an escape and a takedown, and now Dylan's in a little bit of trouble. He's been here before. He hasn't lost many matches. He's 19-4 this year. 37 seconds to go in the second period here. It's 4-3. Dylan Kiefer up by 1. 4-3. 29 seconds to go in the second period. And Boren working the back and the left side of Kiefer. Kiefer is not moving. Kiefer is strong and solid. And we have a dangerous move. Kiefer is warned. And it's 4-3. Kiefer takes down. Kiefer rolls out. And there's 2 points for reversal. Kiefer rolling out of that sitting position. It's 6-3. Kiefer up by 3 points. And that's the end of the second period. Dylan Kiefer up 6-3. Let's see what Kiefer has for strategy in the third period here at 1:35. Little Falls Flyer Wrestlers against the Brainerd Warriors tonight here at the Little Falls Flyer Gymnasium in Little Falls, Minnesota. This is being brought to you by Flyer Media Productions, the video production club here at the high school, under the capable direction of my wonderful partner Karen Warner and myself, Dave Gertz. Welcome you tonight. You're at the 135-pound match. Dylan Kiefer, number 7 in state, against Luke Boren. 6-3, and Kiefer has just been kind of waiting for that one move to see if he can get Boren on his back. 1:30 to go in the match. Kiefer looking to get a shoulder down on the mat. He's got the arms wrapped up. Kiefer. Dillon off the mat, and the referee calls him out. 6-3 still here. If you're just joining us, Little Falls has gone up 18-11 on 3 straight pins by Austin Olson at 119, Frank Wilczek at 125, and Connor Scherping at 130. And we're now in the 135-pound match between Dylan Kiefer and Luke Boren. It's still 6-3, and Kiefer has Boren in trouble. He's got the arms wrapped up. He's got the shoulders on the back. And Boren escapes it. Not before Dillon scores 2 more points. It's 8-3. Kiefer up 8-3 now. 41 seconds to go in the match. And it looks like Kiefer is going to go 20-4 if he can hold on for 32 more seconds. And Kiefer working on the midsection of Boren right now. The referee is right there. And we have a warning stall. And Kiefer is just wearing down Luke Boren. That's one thing he knows how to do very well. Besides pin, he knows how to wear down your partner. So Kiefer takes up. 19 seconds to go, and it looks like Dylan Kiefer will go to 20-4 here. Kiefer just going to wait out this last 10 seconds. Not anxious to score any points. He really doesn't have to. And that'll be a 3-point team total for Little Falls. And that's the end of the match. Dylan Kiefer, he wins by decision. 8-3, and that's 3 more points. It is 21-11. Little Falls up by 10 in the match, and Dylan Kiefer goes to 20-4, ranked 7th in the state. Nice match by Kiefer. So Little Falls has won 4 in a row after Brainerd spotted them a 6-0 lead. 11-0 lead, excuse me. So Brainerd's been stymied in the last 4 matches. Now we have at 140 Luke Lodermeyer from Little Falls against Jessen Franzen, a senior from Brainerd. 140-pound match here. We're just about halfway through the match. Things are moving quite rapidly here tonight. Thanks for joining us again live here on the internet and on Channel 6, tape delayed for you. 148 to go. This is Luke Lodermeyer and Jessen Franzen at the 140-pound match. And no points right now, it's 0-0. On this cold night here in central Minnesota, Lodermeyer pushes off the back of Franzen off the mat. And Franzen, he's got 2 points for a takedown. Lodermeyer wasn't expecting that. So Franzen riding the back of Lodermeyer. Jessen Franzen, one of the 4 seniors on the Brainerd Warriors squad. And now Lodermeyer tries a nifty move, getting Franzen on his back, but no go. Franzen grabs the left shoulder, trying to get Lodermeyer on his back. And Luke, if he can get this control, he'll have 2 points, but they're off the mat. No points. Well, Lodermeyer just about had some time to get the reversal, but Franzen wisely took him off the mat. 56 seconds to go in the first period at 140 pounds between Luke Lodermeyer and Jessen Franzen. And Lodermeyer on the bottom right now. And the referee calls a stall, so we're going to go back down. Lodermeyer tries to sit out, but Franzen grabs the left arm and doesn't let that happen. Lodermeyer trying to work out of this situation. Franzen's grabbed the right arm. 27 seconds to go in the first period of 140 pounds. And Franzen just looking for that opening to apply the cradle, and Franzen pounds Lodemeyer's head into the mat. And Lodemeyer's shaken up a bit. These mats are incredible. They have about 4 inches of foam padding on them, unlike the hard rubber mats that they used to use. A lot more give. Plus it makes a cool sound when the referee hits a pin. Franzen rides Lodemeyer out of bounds, and Franzen turns Lodemeyer on his back for a split second. 5 seconds to go in the first period. And it looks like Franzen will take a 2-0 lead. Jessen Franzen is ahead 2-0 right now. Tonight's production is brought to you by our great crew upstairs in the booth directing things, Andy Hott. His right-hand man is Avery Fletcher pushing the buttons. Neil Eisenheimer on graphics. Thank you very much, Neil. Our 3 camera people, Brandon Harnack, Cody Kroll, and Eric Van Ark. I was reading here, I'm sorry. It must be the camera 3's doing such a good job, huh? And Franzen, 2 more points for a takedown. It's 4-0. Jessen Franzen up in the second period on Luke Lodemeyer. Franzen, an experienced senior, but Luke Lodemeyer, also an experienced junior. Lodemeyer's record coming into the match today is 6-8 with 33 team points. But Lodemeyer's finding himself in a heap of trouble right now, being counted for a near fall. That's going to be 3 points for Franzen as soon as the referee signals it. And Franzen working. Franzen still has the shoulders, one shoulder touching the mat, so the referee has not signaled the 3 yet. 57 seconds to go in the second period. And Franzen working to get Lodemeyer on his back. They're at the edge of the circle. And I think the referee's going to call him out of bounds, and I think we've got a 3-point. Yes, we do. 3-point near fall. So Franzen takes a 7-0 lead. 7-zip. Jessen Franzen with a really nice near fall. Had Lodemeyer's shoulders touching the mat. 41 seconds to go in the second period. And Franzen just content to grab the left shoulder, see if he can put some pressure on it. Franzen looks like a good technical wrestler. Dylan Kiefer, a little bit ahead of us, was very technical in his match. Went for the points. We have a potential head injury. Referee calls it quits for a second. Safety is the utmost concern of these referees and the wrestlers. 14 seconds to go. Franzen up 7-0 still. And Franzen in control, 9 seconds to go. Let's see if Luke can just stall out for a few minutes to get this second period to end, see what he can do in the third period. And that's the end of the second period. Jessen Franzen, the senior, up 7-0. So Franzen has the choice. They choose up, and we're going to go from the up position. Lodemeyer shoots, and Franzen takes him off the mat. No points awarded. And Luke Lodemeyer, you can just see, is very tired. Franzen working on the upper body. 1:56 to go in this third period. 7-0. Little Falls scored 3 straight pins before Dylan Kiefer won by a decision over Luke Morin. It's 21-11, the team score. And this match score is all Brainerd's Franzen, 7-0. He rolls Lodemeyer over, trying to hook the wrist. And Franzen grabs that left shoulder, and they're off the mat again. Adjusting their headgear as they fall to the mat. 1:26 to go, 9-0. Franzen has taken a 9-0 lead. And he's in complete control of this. And let's see what he can do. If Lodemeyer can get some points on the board, he can avoid a major decision here. And referee calls time. Dangerous move. 21-11 is the team score. Little Falls up on 3 pins and a decision. Brainerd Brighton Mutz had a pin in the first match at 103, and Tommy Schlosser had a technical fall over Tyler Lillimo in the second match. 102 to go here in the wrestling match. And Lodemeyer sees a little bit of daylight coming here if he can just get his wrist out from under Franzen's back. Lodemeyer, he scores his first 2 points. So Luke Lodemeyer with a nifty move to get a reversal on Franzen. 9-2 now. 38 seconds to go. Can Luke hold on and pull an upset here? Oh, and Franzen is so quick. Gets the reversal. 2 points. It's 11-2. Franzen up. So Lodemeyer had a chance, and Franzen just shows his experience. 17 seconds to go. And Franzen is content to ride this one out as they go to the edge of the circle. 10 seconds to go in the match. Franzen up comfortably, 11-2. And this could be a 4-point turnaround for Brainerd right now. That would make the match score 21-15. The middleweight, so Little Falls is very strong. The next match we see against Glasby against Patron is going to be a good one. 1 second to go, and that's the way it's going to end. So Justin Franzen wins a major decision, 11-2, and gives Brainerd 4 more points. It is now 21-15, and we're midway through the match. Right dead center, here comes Matt Glasby from Brainerd against Jordan Patron. Matt Glasby ranked number 5 in state. And Glasby goes to work right away, pushing things off the mat. Glasby is a stud. And Patron giving him all he can handle right now in the first few seconds of the match. Glasby looking for an opening. Glasby looking, and Patron trying to find something. That's the third time they've been off the mat. The referee moves it along very quickly. 1:29 to go. The crowd saying he's backing up. You got to push the action. You got to push the action. Glasby looking for something. Patron's not giving anything. And the referee puts him into the center again. Tries to keep him from stalling. You can tell Glasby's had a ton of experience doing this. Oh, nice shot by Glasby. Takes Patron down for 2. And has Patron in a little bit of trouble at the edge of the mat. 2-0, Matt Glasby goes ahead. And Patron off the mat all the way, so the referee calls quits here. It's 2-0 at 1:45. 5th-ranked state wrestler Matt Glasby against Jordan Patron from Little Falls. And Glasby gets a little bit anxious, and there's a warning from the ref. Got to wait till the ref blows the whistle. There he goes. Tries to sit out. Patron just about gets it done, but Glasby grabs the arm and grabs the waist. And Patron showing some good signs of life here, only down 2-0. Oh, but Glasby's got that right wrist. And that's a great lever when you're trying to get that opponent on their backs. Glasby's got his head drilled right down the center of Patron's back. He's got that right wrist grabbed. 5 seconds to go and the referee calls it off. Four seconds to go in this match, first period of this match at 1:45. Number 5 ranked in the state, Matt Glasby, against Jordan Patron. That's a second caution. And Glasby is content to ride this one out. And the horn sounds ending the first period. Patron decides to stay up, and the second period starts. 2-0, Matt Glasby is ahead. And Glasby has 2 more points. He takes down Patron from that standing position. It's 4-0, Glasby up. And Glasby working on that right shoulder. $4-0, Glasby is ahead in this match in the second period. Little Falls team score 21-15. They're up by 6 right now. And Glasby puts Patron on his back for a split second. Glasby working. 1:23 to go in this second period. And Glasby is just putting all his strength and effort to grab that right arm and get Patron on his back. Now he's close, there it comes. Glasby trying to hook the shoulder blade. 52 seconds to go in the second period at 145 pounds. You're watching state-ranked number 5, Mac Glasby, against Jordan Patron. Glasby a senior, and Glasby gets 3 more points. It's 8-0. Glasby is up, and Glasby has got Patron in trouble. He's got Patron just about on his back, and Jordan is fighting for all his life. Glasby looking for the pin. He's got Patron in a predicament right here. The ref is right there. 15 seconds to go. Can Jordan hold on? He does. He gets 3 points against him, but he does not get pinned. It's 11-0 on the near fall. 5 seconds to go. And Glasby shows his strength. And Patron is really tired. And the wrestlers will face the third period up. A caution given to Patron. Patron wanted to get a little bit of a head start, and that didn't work. 1:56 to go in the match. 12-0, a major decision on the way here possibly for Glasby. And Glasby is just cat quick. Great technical skills. Looking for the moves, looking for the openings, looking for those body parts to bring Patron on his back. It is 14-0 on the near fall by Glasby, so it's a major decision on the way here. 14-zip. 1:42 to go in this third period at 1:45. Little Falls coming up against some really tough seniors for Brainerd Warriors. Tyler Kohlmeyer at 171. Got to see what Tucholsky, Grams, and Gostecki and Swanson can do. Glasby, here's the pin right there at 40 seconds of the third period. Glasby gets a pin. It is tied 21-all. What a great showing by number 5 ranked Mac Glasby from the Brainerd Warriors. Show you why he's number 5 at 1:45. Next match on the way is at 152 pounds from Little Falls, Bryant Bew against Nate Adams from Brainerd. And Bew and Adams go at it right away. Bew, a senior, Adams, a junior. And Bew is up 2-0 on that takedown. Bryant Bew up 2-0. And the match is tied 21-21 on that pin by Mac Glasby on Jordan Patron at 40 seconds of the third period. And off the mat goes Bryant Bew and Adams. And we've got a little stoppage in action. The referee is talking to the head coach about something on the mat. Whatever it was, the Brainerd coach does not like what went on, and he's getting warned by the referee. So it's 2-1 in this match at 152 pounds. Bryant Bew and Nate Adams. Yes. And they're looking for 2 more points here. Oh, Bryant Bew, pin! Bryant Bew pins Nate Adams at 1:12 of the first period. And Bryant Bew puts Little Falls up again, 27-21. And here we go with the next match at 160 pounds. Joe Tucholsky against Jace Engelman. Joe Tucholsky against Engelman. .131 to go on the first period here. Joe Tucholsky at 160 against Jace Engelman. What a beautiful pin in that last match by Bryant Bew at 1:12 of the first period against Nate Adams. It happened like lightning. And right now we have no score in this match. And Tucholsky in command, but there's been no points awarded yet. He doesn't have complete control because the leg of Tucholsky is being held by Engelman. And Tucholsky, no point. I guess he has 2 points. I'm sorry, I just missed that. Had to get a drink of water here. It's 2-0. Joe Tucholsky is up. And that's the end of the first period. Joe Tucholsky up 2-0 at 160 pounds. Kind of another stalling match. We saw that from Austin Olson and Dylan Solid and from Matt Solid and Connor Sherping earlier in the night. So Joe Tucholsky chooses down. And Tucholsky goes up 6-0 here early in the second period. But Jace Engelman is looking to tie the score here, but Tucholsky has him on his back. And Tucholsky gets 2 more points. It is 8-0, Joe Tucholsky. And Tucholsky looking for instructions from Coach Mike Hendrickson on the sidelines. Tucholsky in command right now, 8-0. And Tucholsky tries to get the right arm locked. And he's pushing him to the side of the mat. And the referee calls them off. And Tucholsky takes up. 35 seconds to go in this second period. Tucholsky in command right now, 26 seconds to go. 8-0. And Tucholsky's looking to get the cradle on. And Tucholsky looking. And that's the end of the second period. Joe Tucholsky in command, 8-0 right now. Tucholsky starts the third period, working on Jace Engelman. And Tucholsky kind of a slow match here between Tucholsky and Engelman. Thanks for joining us tonight here. Flyer Media Productions brings you Little Falls Flyer Wrestling against the Brainerd Warriors at the Little Falls Flyer Gym. It's 27-21 match score, and Jace Engelman has just scored a point on an escape. But Joe Tucholsky is scoring points left and right. 2 more for him. He's going for the major decision here. It's 12-2. And there's 2 more points for Tucholsky, 14-2. He's looking to get that major decision or a technical fall. 2 more points. It's 15-3, 15-4. It's a marathon. 14 seconds to go. Tucholsky looking for the points right now. And it's 16-4 here. Joe Tucholsky. And that's the end of the match. And Joe Tucholsky wins by a major decision. That's another 4 points for Little Falls. Makes it 31-21. We're going to go to 171 pounds right now. Little Falls Adam Grams against Tyler Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer, one of the 4 seniors on the Brainerd team. This will end the seniors wrestling for tonight. Adam Grams against Tyler Kohlmeyer at 171 pounds. And Kohlmeyer gets 2 points for a takedown. And they go to the edge of the mat. The referee calls it off. Kohlmeyer up 2-0. Kohlmeyer, the senior, one of 4 seniors along with Matt Glasby, Jensen Franzen, and Matt Solid. The team score right now is 31-21 here. It is 2-0 in the match. And Kohlmeyer looking to drag down Adam Grams, and they're off the mat. And Kohlmeyer wants to get back to the action right now. He's ready to go. 58 seconds to go in the first period. And Kohlmeyer showing his strength as a senior. Grams is down. If Kohlmeyer can get position, he's going to have another 2 points off the mat. The referee calls it off. And Kohlmeyer still leading 2-1. An escape point given to Adam Grams. 36 seconds to go in the first period. And Grams has his leg grabbed again by Kohlmeyer. Kohlmeyer looking to take Grams down. He does so. 2 more points on a takedown. Nice takedown by Kohlmeyer. And Kohlmeyer wraps up the right arm and wrist of Grams. 11 seconds to go in the first period. And Kohlmeyer's trying to put Grams on his back. Can he hold off for 2 seconds? He does. And we have 3 points awarded for a near fall. So Kohlmeyer goes up 6-1. And Kohlmeyer takes the down position here. Second period starting. Kohlmeyer is up 6-1. And Kohlmeyer takes a point. It's 7-1 on the escape. And Kohlmeyer's got the arms wrapped up. Adam Grams looking to get some more points here. Grams is going to go down hard if Kohlmeyer can get his way. And Grams is down. 2 more points for Kohlmeyer. Tyler Kohlmeyer, 9-1. Kohlmeyer takes the down position, 9-1 here. 1:11 to go in the second period. And the crowd is wishing each other good luck here. 1:07 to go in the second period at 171 pounds. We have 3 more matches left tonight for the Little Falls Flyers and the Brainerd Warriors, and Adam Grams goes down hard. Kohlmeyer showing that strength. The senior's been wrestling for quite a while. And the referee calls him off the mat. Kohlmeyer takes the up position. 49 seconds to go in the second period. Kohlmeyer working that right wrist. And Graham's trying to get the sit out, but he can't do it. Kohlmeyer's using that right wrist as a lever, driving his head into the elbow. 21 seconds to go, 9-1. And a little dangerous move there. The referee calls it quits at the edge of the circle. 18 seconds to go in the second period. Grahams tries to sit out, but Kohlmeyer stymies that. 9 seconds to go. 9-1 is still the score here. And Kohlmeyer is in control of this one. There's the clock. The third period is going to start here with Tyler Kohlmeyer up 9-1. 9-1 as we start the third period at 171 pounds here. The Little Falls Flyer versus the Brainerd Warriors tonight here at the Flyer Gymnasium. Cold Friday night. This day started out at 25 below zero, and it's gotten a little warmer. It's up to 10 below, I heard. 1:44 to go in this third period. Grahams tries to shoot, but Kohlmeyer just throws him to the ground. And Kohlmeyer's up 9-1 here. Looking for a major decision. And Little Falls is up 31-21 in the match. Little Falls has got some nails to put in the coffin yet if they want to take this one home. And Kohlmeyer, no points. And these boys are both very tired. Going all three periods is a lot of work. And Kohlmeyer grabs Grahams. They're sparring here at the center. And Kohlmeyer, 2 more points for a takedown, 11-1. And Kohlmeyer takes him off the edge of the mat. It's 11-1. And Kohlmeyer is hurt. His coach comes out. It looks like he took a knee to the chest or groin area. 11-1. Adam Grahams is down in this match. And Kohlmeyer is still sitting at the center. He's sore. He got hit pretty hard, it looks like. 50 seconds to go in this third period at 171 pounds. Coming up next, we have Dylan Gostecki for Little Falls against Jamie Wright from Brainerd. Connor Swanson at 2:15 coming up after that against Casey Beaver from Brainerd. And our heavyweight match tonight, David Copa, a sophomore, against James Weiss, a freshman. And it looks like they're ready to start again. And Tyler Kohlmeyer takes the up position. And Adam Grahams tries to sit out, but Kohlmeyer will have nothing of that. 43 seconds to go. In command of this match all the way is Tyler Kohlmeyer against Adam Grahams. Kohlmeyer content to ride this one out after suffering that injury. Adam Grahams looking to grab the neck. Does not work. Grahams nearly gets out. And Kohlmeyer is still shaken up. 24 seconds to go. If he can hang on, he'll have a major decision here. And Kohlmeyer is definitely favoring that. Looks like his left wrist right now. Must have got it down underneath. 15 seconds to go in this match. And Kohlmeyer in control all the way. Adam Graham's trying to sit out. No, off the mat, the referee says. And Kohlmeyer, his left wrist is very, very sore. If Grahams can take advantage of this, he could get some points. 2 seconds to go. And that's the end of the match. And Tyler Kohlmeyer wins, but he looks pretty wounded. 11-2 is the final score. And that's 4 more points for Brainerd. It's 31-25 now. And Tyler Kohlmeyer is really, really hurt. It looks like his left wrist or left forearm is sore. So we have the 189-pound match right now between Dylan Gostecki, a senior, and Jamie Wright, a junior. And Gostecki, one of the tough Little Falls wrestlers, Dylan Gostecki. He's sitting right now at 11-10 with 51 team points. He's got 1 pin. Dylan Gostecki, a tough customer here at 189 pounds. Hey, thanks again for joining us tonight. Little Falls Flyer Media Productions brings you this production of the Little Falls Flyers against the Brainerd Warriors wrestling match this Friday night, January 21st, 2011. I want to thank our great crew. .135 to go in the first period at 189 pounds. I'm all choked up at the moment. Dylan Gostecki still no score in this match. Gostecki and Wright take the up position. 189 pounds here. We have 2 more matches after this. Connor Swanson at 215 going against Casey Beaver, and David Copa going against James Weiss. So we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes here. Little Falls up 31-25, not a comfortable lead in wrestling because a pin ties this match up. Gostecki sparring and nothing happening on the point totals between him and Jamie Wright. Oh, Gostecki looking good defensive move by Dylan. Dylan's had a lot of experience. He's been wrestling since he's been a 3rd grader in Little Falls. 31-25 is the team score. Thanks again for watching tonight. Gostecki, loses control. No takedown yet. He's got to gain control. One of the two has to. And Jamie Wright applying the scissors. And we have a dangerous move called. Back to the starting position. And Dylan Gostecki looks like he's got a little elbow problem. And it looks to me like Jamie Wright has a, there we go, little dehydration problem for Dylan Gostecki. So Gostecki's going to take a little break and they're going to wipe the mat off again. .27 seconds to go, no score, 189 pounds. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our production is being brought to you by our capable crew. Andy Hott in the director's chair. He's with Avery Fletcher pushing our buttons today. And Neil Eisenheimer on graphics. And Cody Kroll, Brandon Harnack, and Eric Van Ark on camera. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for a great night. The first night we've had an all-male crew. 27 seconds to go here at 189. We are back again on Friday night, February 4th, Little Falls Flyer girls basketball. Live here on iHigh.com and on Channel 6. We're taping this for Channel 6 to be broadcast later. 24 seconds to go. Dylan Gostecki looking to get his first 2 points, but he is taken down by Jamie Wright. So Wright gets 2 points on the reversal. 11 seconds to go. And Wright working the back of Dylan Gostecki. 2-1, and there's the end of the first period. And Wright gets the choice. He chooses to go down. Dylan Gostecki approaches him. And Gostecki ready to go. Referee's going to signal start here. There he goes. 31-25 is the team score here. Little Falls up by 6, but this can turn around in a split second with a pin. Jamie Wright, another reversal, 2 points. Wright is up 4-0. 4-0 Jamie Wright ahead. And Wright is working the neck of Dylan Gostecki. We're getting to the beef of the lineup here. Dylan Gostecki, Connor Swanson, and David Kopa. All big, strong young men for Little Falls. Gostecki rolls right over. And Wright has Gostecki down. Can Dylan get out of it? Looking for the reversal. And no, Wright gets 2 more points on the reversal there. A little twist of fate here. 31-25, 6-0. Jamie Wright is up on Dylan Gostecki at 189 pounds, and referee's calling a stall as they adjust their headgear. 57 seconds to go in the second period. And Wright takes the up position. Dylan tries to sit out, but Jamie Wright grabs that left shoulder. Looking to get Nelson on him. 43 seconds to go in the second period, 31-25. And Wright working to get Dylan on his back. 6-0, Jamie Wright is up in this match. And Wright, Dylan gets an escape, 6-1, and Dylan goes right to work on Jamie Wright to try to get some more points. Nice escape by Dylan Gostecki. And the referee calls him off the mat. 7 seconds to go in the second period. And they take the up position. Gostecki looking for the shot low. He decides to take him up around the neck. And that's the end of the second period. Dylan Gostecki is down 6-1. At 189 pounds. Following this match, we have 2 more on Parents' Night here in Little Falls. Connor Swanson going up against Casey Beaver, and David Kopa going up against James Weiss at 285 pounds. Still not a sealed win for Little Falls, and Gostecki with a nice move. 2 points for a reversal. Takedown, 6-3. And looking to apply the cradle, but boy, right back comes Jamie Wright on a reversal. 7-3, 8-3. Dylan Gostecki lost control there, and Wright took advantage of it. It's 8-3 now. Gostecki looking to get out of this position. 1:20 to go in the third period. Wright throws Dylan Gostecki off the mat, and they'll start again in the center. 1:16 to go in the third period. 31-25. Here at Little Falls Flyer Gymnasium on this Friday night, a cold Friday night. It's nice to be indoors on a night like this. I am glad wrestling is not an outdoor sport. 1:10 to go. 8-3. Jamie Wright is up on Dylan Gostecki. And Wright not letting Gostecki stand up. We have a caution on Wright, it looks like. And Dylan Gostecki will go down. And the referee signals a start. Gostecki tries to stand up. He gets away. That's one more point. Dylan's going for more. 8-4. Gostecki showing some big signs of life here with 46 seconds to go. Can he change the fate of this match by putting Wright on his back? 37 seconds to go. Now Dylan's getting to work. Grabs the neck. Tries to get him down, but they're off the mat. 8-4 still. Jamie Wright a little shaken up. 29 seconds to go. Let's see if Dylan can take advantage of this. Wright shoots. Dylan looking to get the takedown. 20 seconds to go, 8-4. Gostecki looking to wrap control up here, but he does not have it. 7 seconds to go. 1 point for an escape. 8-5, 2 seconds to go. Gostecki's coming back, but I don't think there's enough time left to get anything done here, unless Dylan can get a quick near fall, and that's the way the match ends. So, Jamie Wright wins 8-5 for a decision. And Little Falls is only up by 3 points now as we head to the final 2 matches of the evening. This is how it always seems to work. The heavy meat, the heavy hitters come. And it looks like we're having a substitution here. It's David Kolpa wrestling instead of Connor Swanson. They're going to put Connor Swanson at heavyweight to see if he can win this match for Little Falls. David Kolpa moves up from 285 to 215. And so we'll see what happens here. This is a big, big match. Kolpa's got to win to keep Little Falls in the hunt. And Kolpa's got his hands full with Casey Beaver, a sophomore. Beaver has 2 points already with a takedown, and there's a dangerous move called. Got to watch the neck. Beaver is up 2-0. So Casey Beaver goes to work right away. Connor Swanson's going to wrestle heavyweight tonight. And here is Beaver going to work on David Kolpa. That's a nice thing about the heavyweights. You can move them up or down more than any other weight category. Kolpa's in a little bit of trouble here. Beaver looking to put him on his back. Kolpa is in big trouble here. Beaver's got him down. The referee's counting off 3. This will be a near fall for sure. Can David Kolpa hang on? Kolpa gets the reversal. But Beaver has 3 points. It's 5-2. What a beautiful move by Dave Kolpa. He looked like he was done for, and Kolpa ends up getting a reversal. It is 5-2. A 3-point near fall and a 2-point reversal. Can David Kolpa pull off a real upset here? 38 seconds to go. Kolpa, nice move. Kolpa and Beaver. Kolpa's in a great position right now, but Beaver has him on his back. 2-point reversal called for Beaver, 7-2. 17 seconds, can Kolpa hang on here? What a turn of events, what an exciting match here at 215 pounds. David Kolpa is down 7-2, but he is not out yet. 2 seconds to go, will he stay? No! 3 more points though, and 3 more points. It is now 10-2, but David Kolpa saved a pin. What a beautiful, beautiful move by Copa to avoid being pinned by Casey Beaver. What a tough match Copa's been thrown into here. I bet he's wishing that Connor would have taken this one. It's all going to come down to that heavyweight match here tonight, it looks like. 1:56 to go in the second period. Beaver against Swanson. Casey Beaver just put the pressure on Copa, excuse me, not Swanson. And Copa, if he can get his leg around, he'll have 2 points. But Casey Beaver's not letting him have it. Oh, and Beaver just too tough. Beaver gets 2 more points, and Copa's in a little bit of trouble again. Oh, dangerous move. And Copa, you don't want to snap it back here. That's a dangerous move, and Beaver is warned on that one. 12-2, David Copa's definitely shaken up after that. So Dave Copa is down 14-2 now. Beaver with a near fall again. Copa tries to slip out, just about. If Copa can get his leg out, he'll have 2 points. And there it is on a reversal. 2 points for Dave Copa against Casey Beaver. It is 14-4. This is still a major decision in the making here in second period. 51 seconds to go. Wow, what a turn of events. Dave Copa had the sub for Connor Swanson, who's going to wrestle heavyweight tonight. Casey Beaver put him on his back, but Dave Copa survived the pin attempt. He's down 14-4, and he's trying to get some more points right here. If he can get his leg out, he'll have 2 more. But Beaver is not letting him go. Looking for the cradle. 14-4 here, 15 seconds to go in the second period. Copa just can't get that leg unwrapped. And it's the end of the second period. Dave Copa, what a strong effort to stay alive here in the third period. He forces a third period. It is 31-28 match score. It is 14-4 between the 100 or 215 pounders, Dave Copa and Casey Beaver. Dave Copa came in to wrestle for Connor Swanson because Connor's going to wrestle at heavyweight against James Weiss. And Copa is in trouble again. Beaver has Copa on his back. If he can hold on, oh, but Copa reverses. 14-6. Just as you thought Copa was going to be pinned, he pulls a reversal out of his hat, and it's 14-6. Dave Copa's got plenty of time to add more points. 1:27 to go here in the third period. And Copa working to look for a way to pin Beaver. David Copa has come on strong. He was back broken almost, on his back, but he has not given up. It's 14-6. Copa looking to get Beaver on his back. And Copa has a chance. He's got him, and a referee's calling off a near fall. If he can put his shoulders down, Copa's got it. Copa has 47 seconds to go. Can he do it? If Dave Copa could do this, this will be the turning point of the match. Casey Beaver slipping away. 37 seconds to go. Copa's got him in the strangest pin move I've seen tonight. He cannot hang on. And Dave Copa is showing his strength as a sophomore. 3 points, 3 more points. It is now 14-9. And Dave Copa looks like he could win this match with a couple more moves. 10 seconds to go. Does he have enough time? It's 5 seconds to go. 4. The clock is ticking down. Can Copa do it? He does not do it, but Dave Copa avoids a pin. And Casey Beaver is shaken up in the last 2 minutes. What a great match. It is now tied 31-31. What a match. And now we come down to the heavyweight match. All the marbles on the line here. Connor Swanson for Little Falls against James Weiss, the sophomore against the 9th grader, and Swanson goes to work right away. Connor Swanson can win this match. Anything won by Swanson will win the match. And he's got him on his back. James Weiss is in trouble. Connor Swanson, can he do it for Little Falls? 1:40 to go. Swanson just has to put his shoulders down. Can he do it? Oh, James Weiss slips away, but that's 3 points for Swanson and 3 more for the near fall. Connor Swanson has 6 points. It's 6-0 in the heavyweight match tonight. Wow. That's an exciting turn of events for Connor Swanson. James Weiss looked like he was in trouble, and he pulled the Dave Copa by getting out of that pin move. 1:11 to go. It's tied 31 all here. All the marbles come down to this last match. This is for everything. Brainerd or Little Falls will win the match on this score. 57 seconds to go. Connor Swanson up 5-0. 5-0. And they're off the mat. So Connor Swanson gained 70 pounds in 5 minutes to go against James Weiss. That's an incredible feat. Swanson looking to put this thing away for the Flyers. And Swanson looking for an opening. James Weiss is not giving anything. Swanson needs a couple more takedowns. And Connor Swanson looking to throw James Weiss to the mat. Connor Swanson is a strong, strong young man. Swanson back to the center. 17 seconds to go. It's 5-1. James Weiss has scored 1 point on an escape. 10 seconds to go. And Weiss is not letting Swanson anywhere near a move, and that's the end of the first period. James Weiss, a 9th grader, is getting a good lesson from Connor Swanson, the veteran 10th grader. Swanson also has been wrestling since he's been a 3rd grader. Former middle school wrestling star, wrestled varsity in middle school. 1:55 to go. Connor Swanson looking to put this away for Little Falls. A pin would do it, but a win will do it too. So Swanson looking for a move. Swanson, his headgear is kind of obstructing his eyes right now, but he doesn't want to move it to take his eyes off, or take his hands off the wrestler. So James Weiss giving it all he's got here. Weiss looking for an opening on Swanson now. Swanson shoots. He puts Weiss on his back. That's a 2-point takedown. It's 7-1. And Swanson going to work on the neck. Looking to put the cradle on. If he can get him over on his back, Weiss is in big trouble. Connor Swanson, a big, strong young man. Swanson, he's got Weiss on his back. This could do it. 1:02 to go. Can Weiss hold on? The referee is right there. We should have a call in a second. James Weiss, he's down. Connor Swanson wins the match and wins the night for Little Falls, pinning James Weiss at 1:02 of the second period. So, Connor Swanson saves the day for Little Falls. Your final score here tonight, 37-31. What a great match between the Little Falls Flyers and the Brainerd Warriors. Hey, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. What a great night of wrestling. Thanks for watching us tonight on ihigh.com, and thanks for watching this on Channel 6 as we're going to put this on shortly. Your score once again, Little Falls 37, Brainerd 31 on a pin by Connor Swanson at 1:02 of the third period. What a great match, boy. Brainerd started out strong. Brighton Mutz pinning Axel Lang, and Tyler Lillimo losing on a technical fault to Tommy Schlosser. But Little Falls came back with 3 straight pins. Austin Olson, Frank Wilczek, Connor Scherping. Dylan Kiefer won on a decision against Luke Boren. Luke Lodemeyer lost big to Jessen Franzen. Mark Glasby shows why he's number 5 in the state by pinning Jordan Petrone. Brian Bew comes back with the pin, and Joe Tucholsky on a major decision beating Jace Engelman. Adam Grahams fell to Tyler Kohlmeyer. Dylan Gostecki fell to Jamie Wright. Oh man, David Kopa came back to fight Casey Beaver right to the end, and Connor Swanson, wrestling at 285 tonight, beats James Weiss on a pin. That's all we have from Little Falls tonight. We'll be back next week with basketball, Little Falls girls versus Ricori. And we hope to see you here next week. But on behalf of the Little Falls Flyer Media Productions Club, Mrs. Karen Warner, myself, Dave Gertz, Jerry Abraham, our technical advisor, I want to thank our camera people. Who do we have over there? Eric Van Ark on camera 3, of course. Brandon Harnack on camera 2. And Cody Kroll, your debut tonight on camera 1. Up in the booth, our director has been Andy Hott. Avery Fletcher has been pushing the buttons, and Neil Leisenheimer on graphics. Thanks so much for joining us, and we want to thank you from our hearts. Flyer Media Productions is here for you. Keep watching ihigh.com. We'll look at the Little Falls website for the next scheduled broadcast. And come on back here to Channel 6, and we'll see you later. This is Dave Gertz signing off. Stay warm. Bye-bye.